Hi, I'm Kate. I live in Shawnee, Kansas. Today I wanted to share a video of my narrow side yard. It's on the east side of my house, and I was hoping just to give people some ideas. Enjoy. So I'm gonna do a quick video of my side yard. It's very narrow. It's maybe 6 feet. So you start here. I have this little flagstone path with some hostas on the right that were just on the property in the back when I moved in. They're just plain hostas, nothing fancy, and they bloom quite a bit, and I leave the blooms. And then here I have a spirea. The little thing not blooming is lantana. Maybe it's not getting enough sun here, but I have these containers. I love doing these big succulents, and I bring them in over the winter, and they do just fine. This container is really just two bases. The bottom one I found on the curb and painted gray, and the top one I don't remember where I got it from, but either cheap or free somewhere. And I couldn't decide what to do with them. I kept trying to put pots on top of them, and then eventually I was like, maybe I could just put them together, and they made an interesting shape together. And then this other pot, the hole goes all the way through. It's some sort of, I got it from like a farm garage sale. I don't know what it is, some sort of equipment. But I got these little succulents just recently from our local nursery and stuck them in there. So then I have this tall boxwood. Can't remember, Graham Bandy, something like that, from Costco. And here I might be getting rid of this little devil 9 bark. I just trimmed it back, and it also looks kind of bad because it's got cotton all over it. But it just kind of has a strange growing habit that I don't love, but it's not terrible. It does look kind of cute when it blooms. Got some red coleus, and then these stackies or betony growing here. It's in the lamb's-ear family, so this area doesn't really get watered a lot, so I'm trying to grow things that will survive. This little guy is a fun ground cover. It's curly marjoram, so it's in the herb section at the nursery. And then over here on the right side I have 3 astilbe, which I just trimmed back. They bloom like a reddish pink. Some big root geranium, a boxwood, and some sedum. This Clematis is just finishing up. You can see he's kind of covering up the electric box there, or the meter. But I have a couple little blooms left. It's called Avant-Garde, and it blooms quite a bit of these little tiny flowers. I really love this area right here in the winter because I have the boxwood and I watch these videos and always think, how come they can't remember the names? And now I know why, because there's too many names to remember. But it's a euonymus. It's like a winter euonymus, variegated. And then this variegated guy here is a witch hazel, which I really like because I've never really seen it anywhere else. I ordered it from MrMaple.com a few years ago, like maybe 4 or 5, so it hasn't grown a whole lot, but it's only supposed to get to be 6 feet tall. And I'm trying to keep it more like espalier or just kind of flat against the wall. And shortly after I got it, I actually had it planted somewhere else, and then I was looking for something to keep flat against the wall, and I read that witch hazels will adapt to that pretty well. So I put it here, and I've been really happy with it. And again, just the foliage in this area with the euonymus, the coleus, which I've been putting the coleus here every year, and this witch hazel I really like. Then I have the Itea for the sweet spires, Little Henry. I think it's got a little bit of iron deficiency, but it's kind of a plant that thrives, and so I kind of like the lime foliage, and honestly I'm not really sure the best thing to do about it anyway, so unless it starts to look like it's going to croak, I'm just going to leave it. This planter doesn't look fabulous, but it's some red geraniums, some annual geraniums. Here I have some red flint ageratum, which I grew from seed. It's kind of cute. I've got it kind of a little bit of everywhere. Some places it looks great, some places not so much. This hydrangea I can take zero credit for. I've tried to grow hydrangeas, these big leaf hydrangeas, and they never do well. So this spring my neighbor said, "Do you want this hydrangea?" And I said, "Sure, I'll take a chance." And I was like, there's no way it would actually bloom this year. I actually cut it back. I moved it and cut it back 2 months ago, and of course it looks better than any hydrangea I've ever bought and babied. And then I just have some sage, and then here's my grapevine, which I just built this arbor this spring. So the grapevine was just growing on like a little Home Depot trellis, like that one on the right over there, but it was getting big last year, so I decided to build this trellis. Now I'm gonna paint the top, but I'm waiting for that wood to dry out, so it's all gonna be this teal color, and I'm so happy with this trellis. I just love it so much, and in my mind I'm already seeing the teal. But also first year that I actually have grapes on my grapevine, so just really exciting this year. Then I have another of these Graham Bandy boxwoods. I bought those 2 together when I was just starting this side yard. Okay, so this area, I have more of the red flint ageratum below the boxwood, and then I have a, not sure what kind of thuja this is, the arborvitae. It's some sort of golden one, and it's, when I bought it, it was trained to be a standard, so I got like a little lollipop there, and then some kale below that, which I just kind of grow this red kale and stick where I have blank spots. Then in this really big pot I have some begonias and some interesting basil. It's purple ball basil, so it's got really fine leaves. And then, not really showing up very much, I also have some of this violet, I think it's called extreme violet vinca, but you know, it's in there. Like right here we've got some more, but it's not blooming real well. Maybe this is the east side of the house, so it might not get enough sun. I just realized that you guys might not be able to hear me over that AC at all. I've got some little thrift store birdhouses with some spider webs growing on them. And then I've got this Clematis, which is just finishing up, but you can kind of see what color it is with this birdhouse, which I think is so cute. And it grows all along this little old twin bed frame. And it starts down here where its roots are protected by this epimedium, which blooms yellow in the spring. Then I have a little phlox, some lamb's ear, and then growing on this arbor, I have another Clematis, which I think isn't blooming anymore, and then some morning glory showed up as well. And then on the other side of the Clematis, I have wisteria, which isn't blooming right now, but blooms really well for me. It's starting to get scary because it came up like really far away from where it started. But this is the first year it's done that, so I thought I was doing well, and then whoops. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. Just to kind of show you how this yard looks with the stepping stones. On the left side, I have boxwoods, some miniature iris, kind of just some fillers. Nothing, this is a tricky spot to grow things because I don't water over here. It's not completely full sun, it's east sun, but it can be really hot too. So here I have a Clematis. It is the Prince Charles Clematis. So I think we might have, it was blooming like crazy. Like it was covered, and we just have just one or two little ones left. But you can, I don't know if you can see all the ones that I trimmed off so that it would bloom again. And that kind of covers the AC for me as I walk back here, the neighbor's AC. Down here on the right, I have one of those Feathered Friends ajugas. It's kind of bleached out in the middle, not sure why. Ajuga, like, I don't know if it likes me. It's happy for a year and then it dies. I don't know if it's like it uses all the nutrients in that area, or if I maybe have like an ajuga disease that spreads to everything. I don't know, but then I'm trying to do this boxwood topiary. It's my first attempt. So I last year let this top piece grow. And this year I was pleasantly surprised at how much it bushed out. Like this is just, was one shoot last year, and it's already starting to make a little bit of a ball. So that's kind of exciting. I have just some little steps here that I made out of some stone. On the right, I have more of the curly marjoram, little mugo pine. I get all of my evergreens from like Home Depot. So this is not a miniature. It's supposed to get like 8 feet wide. So it'll be here until it doesn't work anymore, and then we'll try something else. But that way I can spend $15 instead of $100. And then here's that wisteria. It looks kind of crazy right now, but it's so pretty. Oh, see if I can find a picture of when it was blooming. Here I've got a bunch of the red flint ageratum. And then another trellis that I built. It doesn't look fabulous right now because I've got 5 million things growing on it and none of them are happy. This is a tricky area. I've got chipmunks that dig a lot of things up, it's hot and dry and the soil's terrible, even though I've put a bunch of compost here. I'm gonna put some more compost. So, but the chipmunks tend to dig everything up. Okay, so I've got a morning glory on the right. I've got a honeysuckle here, which I used to have a glorious red honeysuckle and I hated the color, and I put this peaches and cream one in and it has not done well at all. So, and then I have, I think, another morning glory and then a hyacinth bean vine. So those are all just we're gonna let those see who wants to survive and who does well. Okay, I'm just about done since I was just gonna do the side yard, but we've got more macrorhizome big root geranium. And then here, this is a brandywine viburnum. The chipmunks were in the roots for the first 2 or 3 years, and I finally covered it with chicken wire, and I think it's doing better, but it's never been real happy. So this is the best it's looked, but we're gonna maybe give it another year or two. But the best plant in this area, well, I just did a garden tour and everyone wanted to know what this was. It's a St. John's wort, and it's got these bluish leaves with these really pretty red berries. It looks like it's done blooming everywhere, but it blooms yellow, and so you have the yellow blooms and the red berries going at the same time for a while, and it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm just doing the side yard. Here's arborvitae, but I'll give you a little peek at the backyard, which I will do a tour of soon.